So tell us who you are, please.
My name is Jessica Sanchez. I'm 29 years old and I sing.
Jessica Sanchez just did something no one saw coming. After nearly 2 decades away from the spotlight, she stepped back onto the America's Got Talent stage and didn't just sing her heart out, she dropped 2 bombshells that instantly lit up the internet. The powerhouse vocalist, who many remember from her jaw-dropping run on American Idol, stunned everyone when she revealed mid-performance that she's not only secretly married, but also 5 months pregnant. And if that wasn't enough to make headlines, her emotional return earned her the coveted Golden Buzzer from Sofia Vergara. But while fans celebrated the moment as a triumphant comeback, an unexpected question began swirling behind the scenes with the AGT live shows just weeks away, and her baby due date approaching fast. Will Jessica be forced to step away before the competition even heats up? Rumors are already flying, and while her voice might still be as powerful as ever, the real drama might come from what happens off the stage. Long before her emotional return and surprise pregnancy reveal sent shockwaves through the AGT stage, Jessica Sanchez was already a name etched into pop culture memory. At just 10 years old, she first appeared on America's Got Talent during its inaugural season in 2006, leaving an unforgettable impression as a vocal prodigy and wildcard semi-finalist. But it wasn't until 6 years later that she truly became a household name, when she stepped onto the American Idol stage and nearly won it all, finishing as the runner-up in one of the most competitive seasons the show had ever seen. Her commanding performances and fierce vocal control won praise from judges and legends alike, and soon after, she released her debut album and began collaborating with industry giants. For over a decade, she steadily built a music career that stretched beyond borders, including performing for a U.S. president, making appearances in international tours, and gaining a loyal fan base that never forgot her raw talent. Yet despite the accolades and the fame, Jessica largely stayed out of the spotlight in recent years, focusing on music behind the scenes and personal growth. So when she re-emerged on AGT Season 20, it wasn't just a comeback, it was the return of someone who had unfinished business, and a story that had taken a life-changing turn no one could have predicted. When Jessica Sanchez walked back onto the AGT stage in July 2025, the energy shifted. Gone was the wide-eyed girl from Season 1, or even the fierce teen finalist from American Idol. This was a woman who had lived, evolved, and returned with a message to deliver. The lights dimmed, and as the first haunting notes of Beautiful Things filled the room, the audience sat in stunned silence. Her voice, now rich with experience and emotion, carried decades of resilience in every note. It was more than just a performance, it was a reclaiming of identity, a declaration that she was still a force to be reckoned with. The judges, especially Sofia Vergara, were visibly moved, with Sofia standing and slamming the golden buzzer, showering the stage in gold confetti as Jessica tried to hold back tears. The audience erupted. What made it even more electrifying was the timing. Her triumphant moment came just seconds after she revealed she was 5 months pregnant and married, transforming the audition into a layered, unforgettable piece of television. Her performance instantly went viral, trending across platforms and sparking headlines worldwide, not just for the vocals, but for the audacity of her comeback. Jessica hadn't just returned, she'd rewritten the rules of what a comeback could look like. Just when viewers thought Jessica Sanchez had delivered her biggest surprise with that spellbinding performance, she leaned into the microphone and unveiled a truth that stopped everyone cold. She was 5 months pregnant. In an industry where timing is everything and every move is calculated, her choice to reveal this live on one of the world's biggest talent stages wasn't just bold, it was revolutionary. Moments later, social media exploded as Jessica took to Instagram to confirm what fans had just witnessed. A glowing photo with her hand over her baby bump, a caption revealing she and her husband Ricky Gallardo had been quietly expecting, and a message filled with warmth. Kept it quiet these past 5 months. Our hearts are so full. The response was instant and overwhelming. Messages of support poured in from fellow artists, fans, and even past AGT winners, many praising her courage and grace under pressure. What stunned fans even more was the revelation that she and Ricky had actually tied the knot back in 2021, keeping their marriage as low-key as her pregnancy. While the internet had questions, why now? Why AGT? Jessica stayed focused, letting the performance speak for itself. Her decision to share something so intimate in such a public way turned a talent show audition into something much bigger, a personal milestone broadcast to millions. But as congratulations flooded in, whispers started to form. Would she actually be able to stay in the competition with her due date so close? As the golden confetti settled, and fans celebrated Jessica Sanchez's emotional return, a quieter, more uncertain question began to ripple through the AGT fanbase. How close is her due date to the live shows, and could it force her to drop out? The math isn't hard to do. If Jessica is 5 months pregnant as of mid-July 2025, that puts her expected delivery around late September or early October. And that's exactly when the America's Got Talent live rounds semifinals and grand finale are scheduled to hit their peak. With rehearsals, press events, and live performances demanding intense time and energy, fans are beginning to wonder if Jessica will be physically and emotionally able to keep up with the schedule, or if AGT will need to adjust things around her. While there's been no official statement from Jessica or the show about any planned accommodations, the overlap is impossible to ignore. Pregnancy itself isn't a disqualifier, but the final months can be unpredictable, and being in a high-pressure environment with millions watching doesn't make it easier. On one hand, some speculate she may gracefully bow out to prioritize her health and baby's safety. On the other, many believe Jessica will push through with the same determination that's defined her career, possibly even performing in the late stages of pregnancy, something that would make AGT history. But without a confirmed due date and no public signs of concern from the judges, the only thing we know for sure is that all eyes are on her, and time is ticking fast. The moment Jessica Sanchez finished her AGT performance, the audience's standing ovation was just the beginning. Sofia Vergara's reaction, tears in her eyes, voice full of emotion as she hit the golden buzzer, set the tone for what followed, a wave of admiration that swept across the internet like wildfire. "America is going to fall in love with you all over again," Sofia said, echoing the sentiment of millions who witnessed a raw, fearless comeback drenched in both talent and personal vulnerability. Fans flooded comment sections with praise not just for Jessica's vocals, but for her strength in taking such a bold step while pregnant. Some called her the true definition of resilience. Others marveled at her ability to command a stage while carrying life inside her. Even fellow contestants shared words of support, calling her an inspiration and a game changer. But the most heartwarming response came from her husband, Ricky Gallardo, who shared a post saying, "So proud of you, our baby felt every note," with a photo of Jessica backstage beaming in front of the AGT sign. The reaction wasn't just applause, it was admiration for a woman rewriting what it means to be both an artist and a mother, all while standing at the center of one of TV's most intense competitions. And yet, beneath all the love and cheers, the stakes remained higher than ever, with each new week bringing her closer to the moment that could decide everything. For Jessica Sanchez, this moment is more than just a televised audition. It's a defining pivot in a career that has spanned nearly 2 decades of transformation, setbacks, and silent strength. Earning a golden buzzer doesn't just fast-track her to the AGT live shows, it places her at the very heart of the spotlight again, but this time with a richer, more layered identity. No longer just the runner-up from American Idol or the powerhouse vocalist from her childhood AGT run. Jessica now stands as a symbol of resilience, a working artist, a wife, and an expectant mother stepping into the fiercest phase of competition at what many would call the most vulnerable time of her life. This comeback isn't about chasing a second chance, it's about rewriting her own narrative on her own terms. Her story now carries emotional gravity that few contestants can match, and the public is eating it up. Interviews, streaming numbers, and media coverage have surged, with headlines framing her as the real-life comeback queen or the mom-to-be with the voice of an angel. The timing couldn't be more potent. As AGT fans rally behind her and new audiences discover her journey, Jessica's brand is evolving into something more than just music. It's a movement. And if she manages to stay in the game all the way through her final trimester, she won't just be remembered as a great singer, she'll become a cultural milestone. With each new headline and performance clip, one question continues to gain momentum. Will Jessica Sanchez actually make it to the AGT finale, or will her pregnancy force her to make a tough decision before the season's biggest stage? As of now, no official due date has been announced, leaving fans and entertainment outlets to do the math and speculate. Some predict she'll push forward and perform deep into her third trimester, fueled by adrenaline and the desire to finish what she started. Others suggest she may bow out gracefully before the intensity of the live rounds peaks, especially if the physical toll becomes too great. Behind the scenes, AGT producers are likely already preparing contingency plans, possibly adjusting schedules or segment formats to accommodate her if needed. But in classic Jessica fashion, she's remained silent on the speculation, choosing instead to let her music and presence do the talking. That silence only fuels the drama, keeping fans glued to every update, every story post, every cryptic caption. Whether she continues or not, the narrative already has serious staying power. She's transformed AGT Season 20 into something more than a talent contest. It's now a stage for one of the most talked about storylines of the year. And no matter how it ends, one thing is certain: Jessica Sanchez has already delivered the comeback of a lifetime. What happens next? That's the part no one can predict, and that's exactly why no one can look away. This video is based on publicly available information, online reports, and social media posts. While every effort has been made to present accurate and respectful content, some details may include speculation or be subject to change. This content is created for informational and entertainment purposes only and is not intended to spread false information or invade anyone's privacy. We encourage viewers to verify any claims and respect all individuals mentioned. All opinions expressed are our own and do not reflect the views of any official organization or individual.